Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome to the Sportiest stream. Welcome to Cross Progression League Alpha and Omega 2v2 Week 7. Yeah, we're still in Week 7. This is the bye week in between Week 7 and the playoffs, as it sort of seems to be. There's a good couple of days here where we're getting our last couple of matches from the regular season sorted, and this is probably the biggest. It might be the biggest of the group in terms of the teams playing in it and the caliber of players that we have here tonight. It's going to be Scrubsters Domain versus Spartan Storm. Scrubsters Domain chasing what would be I believe, a perfect season for themselves. Yeah, they're chasing an undefeated season. It is Spartan Storm, who are currently 4-1. Trying to just disrupt them at this point. Here's what the group looks like, by the way. As you'll see with the performance that these teams have had, I think you already could kind of tell, but they're already in playoffs. There's no question more. Again, this is the group that we saw Big Bubble over Makeshift, Cosmosis, and Ceiling Demons on recently. Of course, Cosmosis Esports, with their win, guaranteed their spot in the top 4. But with the way that things have now progressed, of course, we now know the 4 teams coming out of the group. We even know what position they're going to be in. There's no chance, no matter what happens here. Actually, there's a chance. No, we're almost certain of where these teams are going to be placed. Of course, for Scrubsters Domain and Spartan Storm, they can flip spots. If Scrubsters Storm win in a sweep, they will flip spots. With Scrubsters Domain, they go 3-1, they will not. So, that's what it is. Spartan Storm, if they sweep, they're in the number 1 overall spot. If they don't, if anything else happens, they will not be here. And there's actually a chance that they could potentially move down to where the SP Winter X Elites team is. I believe in seeding. Spartan Storm, again, 4-1. They did lose SB Winter X Elites, so if they were to lose, they would actually drop below them into the 3rd seed. I believe they drop below them. I know the first tiebreaker is game diff. I think the second one is head-to-head. So if it's head-to-head, they drop below SB Winter X Elite. So if they get swept, they would also drop. But anything other than a sweep happening for one or of either of these teams, there's no one moving, and ultimately they're going to be in playoffs regardless. Although I'm sure for Spartan Storm, I'd like to have a win here. By the way, there's also no chance they can be the number 4 overall seed. Game differential will not allow them to. They're not going to have a good enough game differential. The best second team and the best 4th overall team right now in this tournament is actually Krusty Z Kittens in Group B. They have a record of 5-1, a plus 13 game differential. So simply put, no chance for Krusty Z Kittens to be surpassed. They've had a far too good of a season. Scrubsters Domain are in, obviously, but Spartan Storm will have no chance. And actually, for Spartan Storm, they have no chance to pass them. Their best game differential will be plus 9. They won't be able to pass... Sorry, they will be able to pass them as a top 4 seed, only if they sweep. If they don't, they can't be the second. They can't be the next best second overall team, based on their record, and of course, actually be based on their record. But it could even be based on or game differential, which either one it would require is a tiebreaker. But that's all we need to talk about, really. Simply put, this is a match that I don't know if these teams are really going to think about playoff spots all that heavily in this thing. It's just a end-of-season matchup between 2 teams where they should really use this because they're already guaranteed to be in the playoffs. They should use this as practice for what the next part of their season will look like here. So now, Scrubsters Domain, Spartan Storm, both in the line. We'll tell you what their lineups look like right here. But Scrubsters' name only have 2 players, Hot Dog and Mini Scrubster. Spartan Storm have Gravy Monster, Boss, and Cash. It's actually going to be Gravy Monster and Cash playing here tonight. And this is a best of 5 here. All playoff matches are best of 7, so this will be the last best of 5 of the season for these teams. Of course, they'll be here in the postseason. There's still a little bit of work to be done here to guarantee your spot, but all Scrubsters Domain need to do is win a game, and they will guarantee a position in the top of the group. So Scrubsters Domain chasing what would be an undefeated season. That's what they're really looking at here. Not to be the number 1 overall team in the group, but to be the number 1 overall team in the group and have a 6-0 record. They're on the blue. Spartan Storm will take to the orange here. Great Monster and Cash looking to put a little bit of a dent in the so far pretty almost impeccable record for Scrubsters Domain. And they're already on the board. It's Gravy Monster with the first goal. Only lost so far this season for Spartan Storm, coming to the 3rd overall team in the standings in SB Winter X Elite. They currently lead them on game differential. A bad enough loss, however, will put them behind them in the standings, albeit it'll take quite a lot to get there. Again, I believe they need to be swept, so far things looking pretty good for them, but They're not going to have a good start here. Well, he had a decent start. It's not a perfect start, though. Already a goal against, and it's one of the things I expect for these teams at this point in your season. Be able to find that consistently. Both teams just looking for a win to guarantee their position in playoffs, of course. Spartan Storm would love to have a sweep. If they sweep, they will guarantee the #1 spot out of the group, and with that, a bye into the quarterfinals of their conference. So there's definitely something to play for here, but again, I don't know how much these teams are really thinking about that. They're just thinking about playing a game and getting some pretty useful experience against teams that you already know are going to be in the playoffs, in the postseason. At the start of the season, you don't really know who's going to be there. You don't really know which matches are going to be against the good teams and which matches are not. You can have an idea, but ultimately, that doesn't always tell you what's going to happen. So it's a pretty big deal for Spartan Storm and Scrubsters Domain to know this is a team that you could play against in the postseason, and that's a great shot, my goodness, for Hot Dog. Scrubsters Domain take a 1-goal lead. Again, as a reminder, they are chasing a 6-0 undefeated season. There's a sort of aura around you if you can be undefeated out of your group. Not easy to do that. But again, there's a sort of aura about that. A sort of impeccability. And it could be a curse, it could be a blessing for teams. I mean, you're talking about teams maybe being overconfident, losing early in playoffs because they haven't known what losing is like. But this is Scrubsters, the main team that has had there is quite a good amount of hardship. Yeah, their game differential is pretty bad for a 5-0 team. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Plus 11's a good game differential, but of the teams right now that are undefeated, they're not the best, they're not the worst, but having lost a couple games, having played a good amount of top teams, they're going to like this experience. And right now they make it 3-1 as a overwent from Spartan Storm. Jumping in was Gravy Monster. As Hot Dog with a little thanks in chat. Oh, he's sending the good luck. Might be a little early, might be a little bit late to be sending that one there, Hot Dog. But of course, again, in a match like this, I don't think these teams are all too concerned. The game differential's not bad though, but here for Scrubsters Domain. But again, they've had to face their fair share of hardship. They've gone to Game 5 once this season, so they know what it's like to lose. There's always a question on if a team can understand what losing is like, because it's one thing to be, you know, 6-0, but it's another thing to be 6-0 and have some hardship. I always prefer the teams that have that little bit of hardship to handle, because they know what losing's like. They have a better chance of recovering if things don't go their way, and I can promise you this, things are almost certainly not going to go your way in playoffs. That's just the nature of how this game plays. It's so much of an on-the-day kind of performance that you're bound to have a day where you may not be playing your best. You are going to need to recover, you're going to need to adapt, you're going to need to get some clutch wins, some clutch moments. You don't win against these top teams without having an ability to understand how to recover, how to adapt. Especially with best of sevens as a flip reset from Cash. Surely this is a goal. Oh, it's a big block from Hot Dog. I thought that was going to go in. Spartan Storm unable to find the net here. And they're realizing that this Scrubsters Domain team really is just that good. Definitely a tough team to break, and one thing that makes them so good. I mean, offense is obviously a huge deal and for team success, but their defense is pretty impressive. Not only are they making some pretty impressive saves, their rotations aren't falling apart, but it's this transition play. This ability to get out of defense quickly. So many teams just can't do that when you're on low boost. Scrubsters Domain have proven twice this game they are scoring on that transition when Spartan Storm give them the opportunity. It's so tough to do that, but that is something that really, really good teams typically tend to do. That is transition out of defense quickly. Not necessarily prevent defense, but prevent sustained defense, prevent difficult defense on themselves. It's a sort of command of the field that, again, only you really see from top teams. Was a miss on the boost there. Will be lots of room for Cash to work. Mini Scrubster unable to get that one. It's Cash on target, and it's out the crossbar and in. I think that one would have been saved by Hot Dog had the crossbar not been there, but Cash will put one back for Spartan Storm. They're going to need a lot more like that if they are to take a win this series and hope to keep their potential of being the #1 team in this group alive. Fortunately, oh, that's a good bump. It's an even better save from Green Monster. I was going to say, unfortunately, they've left their net open a couple too many times this game, but they've gotten a bit careless on when they're willing to challenge and when not. Against most teams, I think in this tournament, that's fine. You can get away with that a good amount of times. But against the top teams, you're gonna need to be smart about when you challenge. You should not, and you cannot give them open chances. Teams will take that away from you. As a challenge there from Mini Scrubster. It'll be Hot Dog on the clear. Gravy Monster. Careful in that challenge. Will be cleared away. And right now for Spartan Storm, they're going to need to get that ball back. Scrubsters Domain have done a pretty good job at holding it, but that might have been a bit careless from them there. Low boost from Mini Scrubster. Gravy Monster not going for the bump instead. He'll go for the pass. Oh, it's well played. Cash in the right position. I was worried about this touch from Gravy Monster because he just kind of froze it at the corner here. And if Mini Scrubster turns on that early enough, he could get to it, but not in the position that Cash is in. He's challenged very quickly. The title is wrong? Oh, it is wrong. My apologies. I totally forgot to do that. I'll fix it after this game. Thank you for telling me. I totally forgot about that, as it will be saved away. 30 seconds to go in this one. Scrubsters Domain there. Lead now, only a solitary goal, and they're going to need to play well with the time they have. And Spartan, no-nonsense offense here, and looking for another infield pass. They've gone for that a couple of times. If it connects, it's probably a goal from that position, but that is if it connects. It's so tough to score on those kind of plays. Boy, when you do put them up together, they're unstoppable. They're sort of the cream of the crop when in terms of offense that cannot be defended if you do it properly here. As Cash clears it away, he will need to get back to this one quickly. And Hot Dog, not gonna let him. Sends it to the floor. Scrubsters Domain take game one. A 1-goal difference, though, tells you just how close this matchup really is. And for it being the last week, we're getting treated quite well. Now I need to update our title here. There we go, it's fixed. Thank you for telling me about the issue. Thank you for telling me about that, chaotic? Yeah, thank you for telling me that, chaotic. We're going into game 2, though. Scrubsters Domain, though, with this win, have guaranteed they'll be the #1 overall team out of their group by the time this match is over. No more chance for Spartan Storm to leapfrog them, but there is still a chance that Spartan Storm drops to third. Again, if they get swept in this series, head-to-head will mean they lose the match below them here. So, a lot to play for, a lot to hope for, and a lot that you're gonna desperately want to go your way. Really, all that Spartan Storm need is a win. With how close that game was, it'd be surprising to me if they get swept, although that is not a good start for them. Played right into Mini Scrubster. I mean, he just sends this one away. He doesn't have a lot of boost. It's a heavy clear, but one that you have to expect Gravy Monster can control. Just a careless touch, and Mini Scrubster reads that perfectly. I don't know how he knew that was happening, but he read that beautifully, and Spartan Storm off to a terrible start. Again, consider this really good, at least for now, really good lessons for them against top teams that they're gonna have to play against, that they likely will have to play against in playoffs. They need to be willing to adapt to these kind of teams, this kind of place, to this kind of aggression, this kind of quality. These are the top teams in your division. They're going to make you work for it, and Spartan Storm are realizing exactly where that challenge is going to lie and how good the top teams really are. Clear it away. Oh, a miss! It's off the post. It will be for Gravy Monster, and it's Cash who missed the net! He just double jumped instead of flipped. It was wide open for him. Well, that's a huge missed opportunity for Spartan Storm. They're not done, though. It will be 1-on-1 for Cash. In fact, 1-on-0. Hot Dog just gets back in time. He didn't get much of it. It's Hot Dog again. Gravy Monster's out of position. You think maybe that should have gone in? Scary moments here for both teams. It's Cash. Wins that challenge. Left midfield. Possibly for Gravy Monster, who will have to retreat to defense. Kind of a giveaway to Mini Scrubster, who now puts a little bump on Cash. It's Hot Dog, who was trying to go for a little fake play, won't go in that, and it's a booming clear! Wow, what a play from Cash! Oh, completely unexpected. Players typically control the ball in that position. It's such a difficult angle, but not only does he know that where the net is, he can read that Mini Scrubster's not getting back. What a great shot. It's a little wide in that rotation for Mini Scrubster. He might blame himself for that, but that is an incredible recovery. An incredible read from Cash, who isn't done. He's looking for another one. Double commit from Scrubster's domain. Will send the ball away. That's actually gone the other length of the field. It is Hot Dog who will look for Mini Scrubster. Cash with the clear. And Spartan Storm, I think they're definitely going to not want to do this game. And they had a couple times last game that may have proven to be the difference was those overcommits. Was there a willingness to jump into challenges they shouldn't have as second player up? Is their realization that this team is far better than maybe they were expecting, as that should have been in for a 2-1 lead. Again, they just cannot allow that second player up to go for challenges that they can't go for. Scrubsters, the main team, so good on capitalizing on those mistakes, so good on their transition. You tend to leave one back, so this is one where Spartan Storm can maybe play the 2v1. It's risky because you have to let Scrubsters domain take some offense against you, but that transition 2v1 can be lethal if you play it correctly. As another infield pass, that's just off the bar. Gravy Monster with a very tight angle, that's off the post. The iron getting bent, but the goal still standing. Couple close opportunities for Spartan Storm, who have done a great job at letting this be, well, a tie game by this point. Boy, better play from them. I teach Scrubsters domain a lesson at the end of the season. Scrubsters domain team again that has had their fair share of difficulties this season. Not a team that's been impenetrable, that's for certain. As a flip reset pass again. 2 players do go for Spartan Storm, but this time they will have a player back to help out in Cash. Oh, but he's giving it away to Hot Dog, and well, it will be on target. It's an easy one for Gravy Monster to handle. As Mini Scrubster, Cash. The demo means that Mini Scrubster's got to be careful not to get demoed in return. In fact, he's not done well with the ball here. It's popped up. A pop fly, if you will, for Gravy Monster. Cash, looking straight at Hot Dog. Gonna keep the defense honest, maybe, with that shot. Oh, there's a miss there! It's off the crossbar, and it's missed by Hot Dog! Oh, he had it! Another open net! Spartan Storm stopped moving. They gave up on that play. And I mean, could you blame them? They had nothing they could do about it except watch and hope. And Spartan Storm, with a play that late in the game, you need to put those away. It may not be a must-win series, but that would have felt like a must-score goal. They'll play solid defense, though. It's Cash with the 50-50. It's double committed on by Scrubster's domain. It's a follow-up that will have nothing on it. Mini Scrubster. 10 seconds to go. Cash running on a boost. We'll just throw it across for Hot Dog, who will pick it up. One last chance of regulation for Scrubster's domain. It's Hot Dog. Gravy Monster to save. It's Cash. We'll keep this one up. He's looking for a play the other way. Maybe an extra flip as well. That all is on target. It won't count. Time ran out. The ball hits the floor. And Spartan Storm a couple chances. Now they're going to get the win. Right off kickoff. Well, they may not have scored that play at 0 seconds. This one will not be taken away from them. Spartan Storm with their first win of the series, and this guarantees they will be the number 2 overall team in their group by the end of the night. So no one's going to be moving. Everybody wins. We've got Game 3 up next. But that defense from Scrubsters domain, from Spartan Storm especially, working overtime, but a couple key missed chances. Gravy Monster and Cash may be able to make 8 saves, but Scrubsters domain had more than enough chances to score on them in open nets. They failed to do so. And that's what happens when you fail to put the ball in the nets in plays that you should be. Oh, and it's not going to start well. Right off kickoff. And Mini Scrubs are doing the one thing you can't do on a kickoff like that, and that is leave the net. When the ball is played up to Gravy Monster that perfectly, really played back to your opponents that well, you cannot leave the net. You have to stay at goal. For so many players, it's autopilot just to go right to the boost, but gotta be smart about that kind of positioning. Every goal matters, and Cash is gonna get another one! Make it 2-0 for Spartan Storm. Mini Scrubster really doesn't have much he can do on that play. Probably shouldn't have flipped into it, but that's such a minor critique on such a great dunk. And Spartan Storm running rampant. Trying to set the first loss of the season for Scrubsters Domain. It would put into mind just how close these top teams have really been this season. Oh, it's Hot Dog gonna miss this one! Yeah, she's gonna score another one. And in the span of 37 seconds, we've seen Scrubsters Domain completely fall apart. Hot Dog, who has switched to the Scarab for this game for whatever reason, might be regretting that choice. So many times you see players switch to silly cards like that in hopes that it will kind of relax their mind, maybe take their mind off of the pressure that's on them here. Oh, he's gone from one source of pain to another. A game that felt like it was within their grasp, that really was in their grasp, to a game that has started off but the worst way you can ask for. It's Cash again. Mini Scrubster, who's done a good job at outpacing Gravy Monster here, and he's got a net to shoot at, but won't be able to find the target. Cash, one-on-one, and you ask where Gravy Monster's standing. He is well upfield for this one. He is still waiting, by the way, but eventually he will have to cut his losses. He's gone all the way back. I don't think he realized that Mini Scrubster didn't have boost there. Now he will. As he'll be pushed out by Hot Dog. Does get the boost though. Mini Scrubster's in a real tough predicament. Hot Dog is too. He can't see. Too slow. Gravy though will put it in. But I'd like to see a little bit of more of a sense of urgency from Cash, knowing that the explosion was right in front of him. He could have shot right through the smoke, but he does a great job at least allowing the opportunity to be one where there's a follow-up. And Spartan Storm might be looking to run away with this game. There's still 3 minutes left. We've got plenty of time, but this is a start that does not invite any sort of confidence for Scrubsters Domain, although they will score here, right up the kickoff for Hot Dog. And Scrubsters Domain, still battling, still asking questions, if you will. They're gonna need plenty of answers from themselves. Cash, gotta be careful not to get dunked there. I will flick this one to safety. It's actually Hot Dog who goes for it. He will not get the boost, so it's one-on-one play here for the time being. Still one-on-one. Hot Dog's gotta go. Won't get good contact. It's Cash leaving it. No, he's actually gonna go for the 50-50. Would have preferred him to leave it there for Gravy Monster. Seeing Mini Scrubsters that flat-footed. Spartan Storm worried about the overcommits they had earlier in the night, catching up to them. Ultimately, it won't cause any harm not going for that, but of course, maybe you ask if the nerves are there for them in a game this good. And they know how good the Scrubsters Domain team has been this season. The record's plain to see on your screen. Spartan Storm, though, may have a chance to do something quite incredible here. As Cash won't collect it well. Mini Scrubster pinched back by Gravy Monster as Cash again looking for the ground pinch. He nearly beat Hot Dog to that one, but read well as here goes Gravy Monster, who really jumped in wildly. Cash is gonna go, and it's Hot Dog who meets him in the air as a downward pass. Hot Dog maybe was hoping that would go towards the net. He won't mind where it's placed though. It's right to Mini Scrubster, and it's a one more goal back for Scrubsters Domain. Hot Dog just slicing through the defense a little too easily. Gravy Monster knew nothing about it with where the offense was placed. Spartan Storm, who had a 4-goal lead with 3 minutes to go, now have only a 2-goal lead. It's been cut in half in the preceding minutes. Cash now, looking at another one, will be cut short by Hot Dog, as Mini Scrubster. Again to Hot Dog, who again has played this whole game with that Scarab. Has a bit of an awkward roll-up. It will be easy to play here if you're Scrubster's domain, albeit only will throw Gravy Monster into a save, but Cash not in position. He will get back. It's Hot Dog. Not a great first touch. We'll just need to play for the 50-50. Cash. We'll go for the boost instead. Pass back to Hot Dog. And it's Gravy Monster who will hold. Pinched it back by Mini Scrubster, who I think was hoping that would go in front of the net. Not really a possibility in that position. As he'll actually go for this one. He was worried about the possible offense in that position. I think he got a little too nervous, but this team's running out of time. The nerves are definitely there for Scrubster's domain, and so should be that sense of urgency, as it's 1-on-2. It's Cash who avoids the bump and gets the ball in time. Mini Scrubster who decided to brake check on this one. Brake check no one, if you will. High flick though. Surely this is. It's Hot Dog. He's got 2 goals this game, and Scrubster's domain need 1 more to complete a 4-goal comeback. "22 seconds to play in Game 3. Scrubster's domain need something, and they need it soon. Demo there. Hot Dog's waiting in the midfield. If Mini Scrubster can find him, he's first of all got to work around Gravy Monster, who will just pop the ball out and force Scrubster's domain to chase. Who's running low? Hot Dog. It's on target. It's kept out initially. Oh, he mistouched it. Mini Scrubster was waiting for the shot there. Hot Dog couldn't control, and Spartan Storm weather the storm to a 2-1 series lead. We'll go to Game 4 next. Spartan Storm may be able to do something quite incredible, and that is take down a team that has so far been undefeated. Staring them right in the face, if they can just keep the consistency up. Problem is, though, those last couple minutes of Game 3, they didn't score at all. They didn't have much to show for an offense in the final 3 minutes. No goals, so that's something to think about here. If you're a Spartan Storm, knowing that your offense wasn't 100% for the entirety of that game. And Scrubster's domain, while they weren't 100% themselves, those last 3 minutes they controlled. They can keep doing that, and they're already starting strong. 12 seconds in. Cash going for a risky challenge, unable to win it, and it's an easy one for Mini Scrubster, who, again, credit where Scrubster's domain are. One of the things that makes this team scary is the fact that they will capitalize on any mistake you make. And they're pretty good at transitioning quickly from defense to offense. Oh, but Spartan Storm might have an answer here. Miss there! It's, top right and in. My goodness. Pinpoint accuracy from Cash. Hot Dog's going to regret this one, though. A huge miss. At this level, you can expect those to be goals. A reminder for Scrubsters domain, they're chasing what would be an undefeated season. The top teams in this division have given each other troubles, all top 3 teams. I mean, we aren't seeing SP Winter X Elite, but they've been solid this season too. Even if by the end of the night they are going to be the number 3 overall team in this group. They've been good. They've been the team that has so far given Spartan Storm their only loss. Along with that, I believe they set Scrubsters domain to Game 5, so they could have given Scrubsters a domain a loss this season as well. No, actually, it was Cosmosis Esports that gave him troubles. They went to Game 4 against SP Winter X Elites. These teams have been in Game 5 before. If you are Spartan Storm, you're doing everything you can to avoid that position. Oh, but that is pretty nice from Mini Scrubster. I didn't know initially what he was doing, right? And I like the fake. It's the right decision. He goes for the dunk instead. He's just playing for the 50-50. Because he knows right behind him is Hot Dog. It's a 2-on-1 situation. If it's 2-on-1, you don't throw a heavy shot on that net. You never do. It's the wrong decision because you really want to play for the 50-50 and for the easy follow-up. That is well played. And here goes Cash looking for a goal himself. It's just kept out by Hot Dog with his fingertips. Gravy Monster. Hot Dog's going to get to this one first. Cash will backflips in this one. We'll keep it cleared. And Gravy Monster's going to get a bump on that play. Oh, he got a touch. I don't think he wanted that. You definitely won't want it now. Demo for Hot Dog. 2-on-1 for Scrubsters domain. Up he goes. Mini Scrubsters. Actually not going to push for this. He doesn't have the boost. We'll push for this, though. Just to slow down Spartan Storm. Not for long. It's Cash. It's Hot Dog who will need a little bit of assistance from Mini Scrubster. We'll get more than that. Offense now for Scrubsters domain. Here goes Hot Dog, looking to make it 3-1. Insurance for Scrubsters domain. Make it 3-1 now. Gravy Monster just going to the back wall. Bit of a premature decision and a poor one at that. He can't reach the far side of the net going there. He chose incorrectly. And now Spartan Storm will need 2 with half the game to play. Cash made over to get them started. This should be a goal for Gravy Monster. Oh, he's hit the post. He'll want that shot back. Not an easy one, but one you would expect him to hit. Oh, a beautiful half flip. These scripts are nearly juking Spartan Storm. So here goes Mini Scrubster. Hot Dog. Wide of the net. As Gravy Monster now. He'll take this down the field. Heavy flick. It's missed by Scrubster's domain initially. Mini Scrubster to the rescue. And he's going to take a piece of Cash now. Not only will he bump him, he's going to take the boost, which is a lot more important in that position, because he now knows he can't go, and that net's open! Well, it's going to be a huge mistake for Gravy Monster, and an easy one for Hot Dog that might just end the game there. Gravy Monster completely missed a shot from that position. He had no pressure. He was under no pressure to rush his shot. And wide open net for Scrubsters domain, and well, they've had some issues tonight hitting those. That one will not be. Oh, this point for Spartan Storm. You wonder if they're thinking about Game 5, end of this series. Gonna be some really good practice for these teams, knowing this is the kind of competition you should expect in the postseason. Never really easy, that's for certain. As Mini Scrubster. Was Cash, oh, he missed it! It is pinched away, saved by Gravy Monster. Cash had a great game so far. That will not be one of his good moments, though. But Scrubsters domain, for the most part, in control. Starting where they left off in Game 3 with the domination they had there. From the end of Game 3 to now, they have scored 7 goals to 1 from Spartan Storm. They may even add more to that lead. They almost do there. Well, this final minute, I think at this point, Spartan Storm have thoroughly resigned themselves to going to Champions Field at the end of the night. It will be no 4-game series here. It will go all the way to 5. And again, both these teams have been to Game 5 before. Obviously, Scrubsters domain won theirs against Cosmosis Esports last week. For Spartan Storm, theirs was also against Cosmosis Esports. But that was back in Week 4, a couple weeks ago, so these teams have seen Game 5. They've been to Champions Field. Now they go to Champions Field against a team they know is playoff material. Spots are confirmed, so win or lose, there's not really a big difference. You're not going to switch anywhere in seedings, but these teams, they're thinking about playoffs, thinking about playing against these teams later in the postseason. In the postseason, Champions Field is a must-win game. So while, in terms of the grand scheme of things, it won't matter, in terms of the improvement that these teams are going to want to seek, this next game is going to be a major stress tester. Scrubsters domain going to keep their season undefeated They are 1 win away, as is both teams are 1 win away. We go to Champions Field next. We go to Game 5. We'll go to see who will take the series if Scrubsters Domain do end the season 6-0, or if Spartan Storm can be the first team to give them a loss. Again, they were close before against Cosmos Esports Scrubsters Domain. Last week, went to Game 5. This is a much tougher team on paper in Spartan Storm. Again, while there can be no changing in the standings at this point, this Game 5 is going to, I think, have a good amount of pressure on it. The benefit is, there is nothing to lose at this point for either team. You're locked in where you're going to be at the end of the season. All there is to play for is pride and experience. And there's not much experience like a Game 5 Champions Field performance. So exactly how your team's going to do under that pressure, which really is often going to be a big factor in the playoffs, is going to be pressure, how you handle that. Scrubsters Domain so far looking to stay as confident as they have been, and oh, that's perfect! What a start for Mini Scrubster! The namesake of this team. And he just diced up Spartan Storm, who, I'm going to just say, gave him far too much space. They were separated quite distantly, Gravy Monster and Cash, not really together. That allows for that one-on-one type play for Mini Scrubster, even though he had to beat both players. It was in a way where he had a lot of space to work, and now they've gone for a fake kickoff here. Scrubsters Domain have proven they're still a confident team even in Game 5, which is always a good sign for playoffs. Confidence takes you far. As this is another chance, another demo for Mini Scrubster. It's 2-0 for Scrubsters Domain. He's gone again on a demo on Gravy Monster where there's just too much space to work. And they've beaten Spartan Storm in the exact same way. And they may not be done either. Is this 3-0? It is. There's no one home. Hot dog now, and well, this is going to be a Game 5 for Spartan Storm. They may want to regret. They may want to forget pretty soon if things can't turn around quickly. Four minutes still to play. Spartan Storm will need a response soon. And more importantly, they gotta stop this bleeding. They cannot let... you really cannot let Spartan Scrubsters Domain take another goal here. You're already down 3-0 in a game where you may not see a lot of time on offense. The Scrubsters Domain team's done pretty well to prevent shots. That is a great shot, though, from Gravy Monster. They won't prevent that one. Perfectly played. Mini Scrubster, I think he was trying to get a pinch, just couldn't connect, and the infield passing that Spartan Storm has gone for has been their biggest asset on offense. And it's been quite consistent, too. More of that, more goals are sure to follow. The problem will be time. Eventually, it could be time. We'll see. They've got more than enough of it now. That may not be so true in, let's say, a few minutes. Gravy Monster. Low on boost, will just chase after this one and see if he can disrupt. In fact, he's gone for boost here. Mini Scrubster will take the chance on Cash. Follow-up shot. Cash again! 2 saves in a row. Let's keep his team in it. As here goes Gravy Monster. Little fake play. Trying to maybe catch them jumping. They won't buy into it. Scrubsters Domain just not fooled that easily. It's Cash. On the challenge, it is Gravy Monster, and it's a huge stand-up play from Mini Scrubster. He'll get a demo as well. Hot Dog's gonna send this one. Will be Gravy Monster back. And they're not done either. This one, oh, Mini Scrubster probably should have left that for Hot Dog. Instead, it will be an easy clear for Cash. It deflects up the corner. Scrubster's gotten to that one. He's been all over this series, that's for certain, and in a good way too. Has often been the last one back from Scrubsters' domain defensively, but out of good reason. He is just so consistent right now. And he's not done. Mini Scrubster again takes the challenge. Oh, they ran into each other. Scrubsters' domain weren't ready. I don't think they were expecting that to go in front of the net, I'll be honest. And we'll keep offense. The Spartan Storm unable to take the ball away cleanly and hold on to it. They still won't hold on to it. Gravy Monster using everything he has. He's got to go back to defense here. There's going to be a lot of room for Mini Scrubster to work with. They'll force the play out from Cash, but he'll favor Spartan Storm. Hot dog to clear. Got bumped, but crucially not demoed. No real opening for Gravy Monster to exploit. Again, he's used all his boost upfield, so once more Cash forced to go back to defense, relinquish that pressure on target. Cash is there. 1 minute to go. I mentioned before, give it a few minutes, they might start to panic. This is where you got to start panicking here. Spartan Storm running low on time. Scrubsters' domain with 3 goals in the first 64 seconds. This might be just enough for them to hold the lead. Mini Scrubster. Cash. Cash. Still. Oh, it's a huge save from Hot Dog. Mini Scrubster will clear. Oh, he doesn't get far with it. Here we go again. Cash on Hot Dog. Cash is waiting. Top corner. Off the bar and in. Oh, we'll go round 2. Cash won't mind. And boy, does he make this one count. Top shelf. 33 seconds. We've been here before with Spartan Storm. Now can they actually complete the comeback? Won't start with the ball, though. Gonna take some crucial time off the clock. As Hot Dog. Cleared away by Cash. Mini Scrubster challenged. Hot Dog's gonna get back to this one. He won't go for the ball, though. He's instead going to net. Save! Gravy Monster didn't know where that play was heading. He left play early. Time running out now for Spartan Storm. No boost for Gravy Monster. Cash gotta do it alone. The fake. He needs Gravy Monster. He doesn't have boost. It's kept up. It is still kept up. Gravy Monster with a little bit of resources. Mini Scrubster over Scrubsters' domain with a 6-0 undefeated season. We go the distance, but Scrubsters' domain take the win. In 5 games. What a beautiful performance. And again, you can expect this kind of stuff in the postseason. These kind of teams, these kind of performances, you can expect this, that's for certain. What a solid night. Scrubsters' domain. Well, that is quite the way to have your regular season end. And quite the way to see, yourself play against such a good team. For Scrubsters' domain, what a win. Beautiful for them. For us, what a night it has been. Well, that was exhausting. That took a lot out of me. I appreciate all of you who have showed up and joined in. It's been great hosting for you all. Of course, I think the season's still ongoing. There's still a few more matches to be played. But playoffs is just around the corner, and I know for a fact I'm going to try to stream a couple of those matches here on this channel. But for now, take care. Have an amazing rest of your night. Thank you all so much for joining the Sportiest stream.